1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello. Long time no see. Been a while. Lots of stuff. Long time no see. Been a while. Lots of stuff. However, I had some time to prepare some cool ideas. However, I had some time to prepare ideas. Okay, I need to ensure that desktop audio is off. Cool. Let me do some social media first, then we'll be talking about some network security monitoring. Cool. So as you know, I have passed GCDA, which is cool. So lots of stuff. I changed my job as well, trying to focus more on the detection engineering. Which is something that I always wanted to do. Okay, let's talk about what we have, because I want those streams to be like 1 hour long, because I'm pretty sure that no one is going to watch anything that is longer, especially when I talk about something like this, like the very technical and niche stuff. So let me provide you with the overview. What we want to do is to do network security. I'm not sure whether you can see this. Okay, let's do it that. Okay, so we want to do the network security monitoring with Suricata on Raspberry Pi 4, and I have 2 gigabytes version, and 2 gigabytes is enough for this. My network is not that big, and what else? It's really hard to get the better one. If you have a better one, use it. Use the better one, right? So how the lab is, how the topology is looking. So let's start with the switch. I will start with the switch because what I have else in my home is really not relevant and you shouldn't be interested. So from the switch I have this access point, and this access point via the port mirroring is going to the Raspberry Pi, right? So this is kind of simple. And I closed it. Let me open it one more time. Yeah. Okay. So this is how it looks like. And from the Raspberry Pi, I mean on the Raspberry Pi, I have Suricata, which is collecting logs. No alerts. I am not interested in the IDS alerts. And from Raspberry Pi, I go to Logstash, but I go via the file bit to Logstash. And from Logstash, you can go to sim, whatever you want, right? The case is that Suricata have this nice log evjson, which is in JSON format, and JSON format is really good for parsing. Well, truth be told, you do not parse JSON, you extract values from JSON, because it's kind of like, you know what is JSON, right? So this is how it kind of looks like. So we are interested in this. Whether, like I told you, I started with the switch. Of course, there are more stuff on my network than this, which you see here. But yeah, this, what else is on my network is not relevant. Relevant is what is here. And if you want to do the same, right? Of course, you need like something like Raspberry Pi, but you need to mirror the traffic. And what I could like recommend, there are some Netgear switches, Netgear managed switches, of course, that are cheap. You can Google it, so go for it. Okay, so going back to this. So what we need is to configure the switch, configure the port mirroring, configure the Raspberry Pi with Suricata, and configure the Logstash. Let's not focus on the switch port mirroring. Let's take a look at the Raspberry Pi. Of course, I have like configured it before this just to save time, but we will go through it together. And we'll see how it looks like. Give me a second, and I will show you the guide that I have been using for this. Of course, you know, there are lots of cool guides in the internet how to do this stuff, so this is not something I came up with. Okay. Sorry for that. So it appears that I need to go, but I will be back and show you the stuff. So you can see how the looks look like, right? This is actually my host. So this is cool in JSON format. Let's go to the guide. This is the site. We'll post this in the chat. Basically you follow it's pretty recent. You follow the commands, install all the dependencies, you build from the source, update, configure the network, and start the Suricata. And then there is also how to configure it to run as a service, so you will not have to start it manually, so it will auto start for you. Some stuff about the packet loss. And what I like about it is, you can see this is all in the JSON format, and really what is cool here is those DNS event types. You can see the file one is also here. TLS should also be here, right? This is TLS1. Really cool stuff. So you follow the guide and then you will be able to to collect those logs. And like I told you before, I have excluded the alerts from this log because I'm not interested in alerts, I'm only interested in logs. This basically is setting up the sensor and extracting the network data. And with this approach you have all the different service logs, so like the DNS, TLS. You have also flows, you have them in the JSON, everything in one format. Imagine if I had like DNS server, Windows one and the Linux one. Those are two different formats. The log formatting is different. And when I do this, I have one format. Of course, you need to have the network visibility. And it's kind of complex. It gives this complexity to this design because you're used to, like we are used to this approach, service and collecting the logs from the server, right? Which is providing some service like the DNS server. So yeah. However, I need to cut this stream short. However, I leave you with some nice stuff. So go. You see kind of how the approach looks like. You see the guide. And you see the logs. Right? Let's say I will go to some website like YouTube. Lots of different stuff you can see, like YouTube DNS records for YouTube. This is for the YouTube as well. This is quad A. Some fonts, lots of cool stuff. And then, like I told you before, we will be taking those events and forwarding them to Logstash. And in Logstash we'll be mostly enriching them. However, we'll focus on first on seeing them, receiving them, and then we'll, after we enrich and do all the stuff, we then could pass them to the sim or the destination. However, kind of family matter happens, so I will leave you with this kind of short 15 minutes video, which is kind of nice introduction, and then I will come back, I think today, with some more stuff. So yeah, sorry for that, and enjoy this and enjoy the rest.